Well, boys, today is tomorrow, and Valve. I don't know if they're this dumb to think that, oh, no one knows about Deadlock, or if they're so smart with their marketing, because Deadlock is now in the top 100 played games, and it hasn't even been announced, let alone released. Not even in like a beta state. Right now, the game is in like alpha state. Like, it is about damn near gray box. Like, it's about damn near you just get a line of code whenever you boot up the game. The game has over 40,000 players right now as we speak. So I bet you guys are wondering, how does this game that's not even released or even in a beta state able to have over 40,000 players? Well, Valve, the geniuses at marketing, instead of them, releasing the game or at least acknowledging the game's existence, they have a nice little hush hush word of mouth type of thing going on right now, because you can invite people to the alpha of the game. Like, literally, you can just send someone the alpha of the game if you're already in it. And if you guys want to, put your Steam friend code in the comments down below. I might send out a few of them so you guys can get in and experience this pretty decent game so far. Because I'm in the beta, and so far, it's pretty good. Right now, you can only play against bots because the playtest doesn't start until Monday, whenever you can versus other people. But somehow you're able to get into a game with 4 other real players against bots. So I don't understand why that's happening. Just put me against other players. But yeah, so far the game is pretty good. The characters are actually pretty well fleshed out. The items, I would say the items are cool. They just need like a nice little slick coat of paint, because obviously trying to buy something in the heat of the battle is about damn near impossible if you don't know exactly what you're looking at, and the tiny little icons are not helping out at all. They need to have like individual icons, right? I want to be able to just glance at the shop and be like, oh, yep, I need that item. Oh, yep, I need that item. Just like how I can in League. But again, like, this is the worst kept secret at Valve, because you're not actually supposed to talk about the game. People aren't even supposed to know the game exists. Are you supposed to be all on the DL, nice little hush hush. But for some reason, over 200,000 people have the game right now, and over 40,000 people are playing it as we speak. And the reason why I'm not, posting any gameplay here is because A, you're not allowed to, and B, a journalist got banned from The Verge for even speaking about the game. So, who knows, maybe I might get banned, but I'm like, my channel's so small to where I just might fly underneath the radar, and they're gonna be like, who said that? Who keeps leaking details about our game? I'm like, there's actual channels out there with hundreds of thousands of views actually playing the game right now. I'm sure that they probably have like multiple Steam accounts that they play on, so even if one gets banned, they're just like, alright, I'll just move to the next Steam account and I'll continue uploading these videos. But yeah, there's people that have actually uploaded gameplay of essentially everything in the game so far, and how the game works. And then on top of that, people have talked about the game extensively in YouTube videos. But it's kind of weird how the person from The Verge got banned from the game. All these other people that talk about the game and play it on YouTube, perfectly fine. As soon as someone's just like, let me journal my experience on the game, get him out of here. He said too much. I don't even think the person even put any gameplay in their article. It was literally just like, hey, my experience with the game so far. And then Valve was like, hey, you're too big, alright? Your company's a little too big for us just to let you fly underneath the radar. Now, obviously, whenever you boot up the game, there's a nice little pop-up that says, hey, please don't share anything about this game. But the person from The Verge is like, whoa, I circumvented that by just hitting the exit key. So obviously I'm the smartest person in the rooms, even though, Valve still banned them because, it wasn't like an NDA. There is no NDA for this game. It's just a gentleman's agreement that you're not going to leak the game. And, I guess at the end of the day, Valve is within their rights to be like, you leaked the game. We told you not to. Even if you, smartly went past our agreement to not leak the game, our gentleman's agreement, you still did it. Now, we'll say one thing, hoping that my count doesn't get banned from Deadlock, because I do like playing the game from time to time still. I will say one thing, I hope they actually update the map. Like, don't get me wrong, they don't need to have like 18 different maps, since one map's already big enough. I barely get to explore it myself because I feel like the lanes are too short, in my opinion. I think the gameplay loop is quite nice whenever you're able to get all four of your abilities up, but I feel like it takes way too long to get all four of your abilities. By the time you get all four of them, you're already halfway through the game. Like, you're already pushed up to their second tower, if not their third tower, and about them near, about to take their base. I do like that they're actually experimenting with the characters instead of, Overwatch where they're just, stagnant. They shoot, they have things on their body that also shoots, and then on top of that they get one basic melee. Like, no, this game they're like, oh no, this ability actually is able to change the game, change the terrain, change something about the game. You have synergy with other characters. Like, the gameplay actually is fun. You're able to actually have some kind of skill expression in the game, unlike in Overwatch. And speaking about Overwatch, that's another sad thing. This game is doing better than Overwatch right now on Steam. And unless you're invited to the game by someone else that has the game, you're not able to get in. So whenever they fully release this game, somebody tells me Overwatch is gonna start taking a page out of Valve's book on Deadlock, and they'll start adding items to like a game mode. And they're gonna be like, hey, maybe we should actually update the game to make it fun instead of just this boring slop that people would just play day in, day out because they put too much money into it already. So I really can't wait for Deadlock to come out. The game is pretty fun. I would say that there's still things that they need to change. Obviously, the game is in the alpha state right now. I wouldn't call this a beta at all, in my opinion, because there's too many things that need to be, changed and tweaked and upgraded. Visually, even like with the monsters around the map, I feel like they could have a better system than what they have right now, because it feels like those are just like an afterthought, because you really don't have time to go and fight the monsters, because by the time you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go jungle and I'm gonna get one of the monster camps and get some money, by the time you do that, someone already took your tower. All right, so someone already took your tower by the time you go do that. So I feel like they could tweak that a little bit, but in my opinion, the game is pretty fun. All right, the game is pretty fun all around. They just need to tweak it a little bit and make sure it's extremely polished by the time it comes out, because I'm gonna be honest here, Valve does, get games right whenever they get them right, but we don't want another artifact, alright? We don't want it to come out and then everyone's just disappointed, like, wow, really? Really? Y'all couldn't have done better than this? You was 90% of the way there, and then you just, tripped before you got to the finish line. But yeah, I feel like that they have the game somewhat close to where it should be. I feel like they could expand on the map a little bit, and I'm sure whenever the game is released, they're gonna expand on that throughout the years, just like how League of Legends still is expanding on the map and even the monsters. So hopefully Valve actually sticks with this game, and Ice Frog, the man did something with Dota. I don't play Dotas, but a lot of people do. And people that actually play Dota 2 actually enjoy the balancing. So I'm sure that this man can make sure Deadlock is locked in. Hopefully he's not one of those people that are like, every character has to have a 50% win rate, or else we're gonna have to nerf everything around them so they can get a 50% win rate. Hopefully he's not one of those people, because that's how Overwatch 2 started dying. So hopefully he's just like, yo, some characters are just a niche pick and only a slight few people will want to play them. Other characters might need to get toned down a bit if they're overpowered, just so they can be within the 50% range. Some will just have a 0%, pick rate, because a lot of people are just like, I don't want to play that character. That character is just not fun for us. Not everyone's gonna like every character in the game. Just like how Nerd City for some reason just hates Pyrocynical's community. Click this video right here to find out what did Nerd City say about Pyro and his community. But other than that, boys, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you all tomorrow.